Sean.
Marco.
We are here to deliver a message from the RSA Conference team.
It's an important message from our friends. RSA Conference 2025, just around the corner, where insights drive action, solutions emerge, and community connections spark innovation. You'll be there. I'll be there. We invite everybody else to be there April 28th through May 1st. You can secure your spot at rsaconference.com/ITSPMAG25. That's ITSPMAG25. See you all there.
I'll be there. See you there.
Welcome to ITSP Magazine Podcasts, a modern, innovative multimedia platform broadcasting ideas and connecting minds. You're about to listen to a new short story from Sotto le Stelle podcast. We invite families and friends of all ages to gather under the Tuscan night sky, ready to be carried away by magical short stories suitable for children and the young at heart. Here begins a wonderful adventure, a gift for all dreamers in search of enchantment, wonder, and wisdom. From the original Italian, here we present the English version. Now, let's all be quiet. The story is about to begin.
On a bench, waiting for the train. At the village station, under a long wooden canopy, steel tracks ran on both sides, allowing trains to speed past in a blur. But every now and then, some would stop, only for a moment, before continuing their journey after passengers had disembarked and boarded. Grandfather had promised many times to take his grandson to visit the train station near their home, and now they were finally there. Standing on the platform, the boy waited with eager anticipation, his first time seeing a train arrive. After a few minutes, a bell rang, followed by an announcement. Train number 75265 arriving on track 2. Coming from here, going there. Please pay attention and board if it's yours. It won't wait long, it's running late as usual. Soon, the locomotive appeared in the distance, approaching rapidly before slowing to a stop in front of them. The boy had never seen anything so overwhelming. Gripping his grandfather's trousers, he shrank back and cried out, "Help! Help! Help!" To his eyes, the train was a towering iron giant, covered in strange designs exuding mystery, a moving machine on rails, a long mechanical serpent, fast as lightning, imposing, unfamiliar, and yet fascinating. Passengers stepped out of the open carriage doors, while others hurried aboard. Some people rushed back and forth, luggage in hand, checking schedules on glowing boards before boarding their trains to destinations unknown. Maybe it's not a monster after all. The grown-ups aren't scared like I am. The boy tried to be brave, glancing up at his grandfather, who smiled and took his hand. They lingered at the station for a while, sitting on a bench, watching trains come and go, the station master blowing his whistle, the endless movement of travellers. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Grandfather bought 2 ice cream strawberry and pistachio from the station cafe. Enjoying their sweet treats, they strolled home, hearts light with happiness. A few days later, it was the boy's birthday. Grandfather never had any doubt about what to give him. They returned to the station, and after purchasing 2 tickets, he said, "Now you're old enough to travel, so today we set off on your first adventure. And just wait, when you grow up, you'll have so many more." But these were no ordinary tickets. When the station clerk heard it was the boy's first train journey, he called over the station master. With a knowing smile, the station master reached into his pocket and handed them 2 colourful tickets that read, "Destination, end of the line station, train. Number 18674, valid for, round trip. Platform, 2.5, almost 3. Valid in, sun, rain, snow, or wind. Includes popcorn and souvenir." How odd, Grandfather thought, scratching his head beneath his hat. But everyone knows you can always trust the station master. And so hand in hand they made their way to platform 2.5, almost 3. A few benches were occupied by waiting passengers, but one was free. They sat side by side. Excitement buzzed in the air like migrating birds, their imaginations already soaring as a soft breeze brushed their faces. The train was arriving. A whistle, the screech of brakes, the hum of engines. The overhead speakers announced, "Attention, attention, train number 1, 8674 is now at the station. Departure imminent for the end of the line station. The weather is uncertain, but that's fine, nothing to be done about it anyway. Fresh, crunchy popcorn will be served throughout the journey." The train slowed to a full stop, and with a gentle creak, its doors swung open. No one got off, but many climbed aboard, quickly filling the seats, except for one at the back of the carriage. Grandfather settled into it, placing his grandson on his lap. The boy felt safe there. With wide eyes he took in the strange world around him. Some seats faced forward, others backward. Which ones were pointing the right way? He wondered for a moment then, with a spark of imagination, transformed the passengers into pieces on a grand chessboard ready for a fantastic game. A tall, broad-shouldered man with a long beard stood at the front. "Aha! An ogre!" Beside him, a plump woman with strong features. "Definitely the ogress." At the centre, a blonde girl with blue eyes, absorbed in her phone. "A princess!" A heavily tattooed man with multiple earrings and a face full of stories. "An explorer!" Further back, a young woman in a wide-brimmed straw hat, wearing flowing clothes and bracelets that jingled softly. A traveller. How could all these different characters fit into the same story? As he pondered, the train whistled louder, gliding through plains, tunnels, and hills until the voice overhead declared, "Attention, attention, the train is arriving at end of the line station. All passengers prepare to disembark." A gentle deceleration, a smooth stop. "Wow! Amazing!" Instead of opening, the train's side panels lowered to the ground, forming ramps leading directly onto the platform. A light mist veiled the station, but an irresistible scent of roasted treats and cotton candy filled the air. Following the sweet aroma, the passengers arrived at a vast square, where a statue in the centre spouted water from its enormous mouth, surrounded by a fantastic garden. As the mist lifted, a flock of brightly coloured, chattering parrots burst into view, circling above. Then suddenly, "Look, look, what a surprise!" they all exclaimed in unison. Mary Poppins, on a bicycle, umbrella in hand, was pedalling through the garden. "Why are you here?" the parrots asked, curious and mischievous. "I'm collecting children's wishes in my upturned umbrella," she replied. "My chimney-sweep friends will carry them home, transforming them into dreams ready to come true." "Cra, cra, we have a wish too, to fly around the world with no destination, no hurry." "Very well," Mary Poppins smiled. "And what's your address for the dream delivery?" The parrots twirled in the air, singing, "Cra, cra, the street that isn't there, in the invisible house at number no number. Bye-bye, Mary Poppins. We're free, cra, cra, we're off to dream." She waved farewell and pedalled away. In the enchanted garden, stalls overflowed with sweets, magical rides spun, enchanted toys lay scattered, and a marvellous cart brimmed with books that turned their pages with a mere thought. An ancient talking tree told fairy tales, offering juicy, special fruits to those who listened. The parrots, flitting here and there, served as slightly distracted guides, leading the travellers left and right. A small group was following the man who looked like an ogre. He walked with determination, carrying a large suitcase, and was followed by his wife, who held a half-open bag overflowing with all sorts of trinkets. Behind them came the explorer, the blue-eyed princess, and finally, the tourist with the straw hat. Guided by the parrots, they made their way toward a strange building at the edge of the square. As they got closer, they realized it was an old, neglected theatre worn with time, but still holding a certain architectural charm. The scent of dust and aged wood drifted from the slightly open door, adding to the place's mysterious atmosphere. The 5 peculiar characters were none other than actors, ready to perform a show filled with surprises, illusions, and wonders. Entry was free. Inside the theatre, soft music played in the background, audible even from outside, leading them toward the stage. The enchantment of the place and sheer curiosity drew in all the other travellers as well, including the grandfather and grandson, who stepped inside to witness an unexpected spectacle. They had barely found their seats worn and faded with age, when suddenly white doves appeared, fluttering above their heads. The ogre revealed himself to be, in fact, a magician. With a swift motion, a breath, and pluff, his costume changed in an instant, then again and again. At the sides of the stage, a hall of mirrors distorted objects into strange shapes, while hidden playing cards appeared and vanished within the audience's seats, mixing together as if by magic. Yet, no matter what, the magician always seemed to guess the chosen card correctly. Suddenly, as if by enchantment, the princess and the explorer appeared. Behind them, sparks of fire shaped like stars filled the theatre. What a show, what a marvel! The entire stage lit up as the magician, waving his wand in the air like a conductor, brought forth a waltz. At its rhythm, the two actors, now transformed into dancers, moved gracefully to the music. Under the magician's guidance, they floated into the air, performing acrobatics. Meanwhile, the magician's wife, who was a bit of a sorceress herself, stepped onto the stage, opened her bag of trinkets, and out came balls, rings, and juggling pins. The tourist in the straw hat appeared beside her, and together they began a dazzling juggling act, perfectly in sync with the music. As the waltz neared its end, both the dancers and the jugglers vanished in a cloud of smoke and lights. Incredibly, even the stage itself disappeared. The audience held their breath, stunned and enchanted, before bursting into applause, smiling in amazement as the ogre magician bowed deeply in gratitude. The show had come to an end. Still astonished, the travellers left the theatre, but the magic followed them as they made their way back toward the station. The whole town felt like an enchantment, and at the heart of it were the grandson and his grandfather, unexpected protagonists of a timeless adventure. So great was their wonder that they had lost track of how long they had been there. Guided once again by the flitting parrots, they returned to the main square, along with all the other passengers. From the nearby station, glowing signs signalled the imminent departure of train 18674. Attention, attention! Train number 18674 has arrived at the station. Departure imminent for destination, return station. Weather still uncertain, but no need to worry. Hot popcorn, souvenir postcards, and an almost magic wand included in the ticket price. As the travellers boarded, the parrots fluttered in farewell, then soared toward the horizon, disappearing alongside Mary Poppins. The train pulled away slowly, smoothly. From the windows, passengers watched as the enchanted town faded into the mist once more. In the blink of an eye, they were back where they had started, the small village station. As the train glided through the mist, the village slowly reappeared. In the warm light of a summer evening, the passengers stepped off one by one, still in awe of the unexpected journey. They whispered among themselves, exchanging impressions of what they had just experienced. Grandfather and grandson decided to stop for an ice cream before heading home. They walked over to the station cafe and, without hesitation, ordered 2 cones with their favourite flavours, strawberry and pistachio. Just as they took their first bites, they turned toward the tracks and froze. The train that had taken them on their journey was gone. Not only that, the other passengers had vanished too, without leaving a trace. From behind the station clock's column, the station master appeared, his satchel slung across his shoulder and his signal paddle in hand. He raised his head, tipped his hat with a smile, and then, whistling softly, strolled down the empty platform. Grandfather and the boy waved enthusiastically before taking each other's hand. As they walked home, savouring their strawberry and pistachio ice creams, they talked happily about their extraordinary adventure. It almost felt like a dream. But, as everyone knows, reality and fantasy often walk hand in hand. Just like the grandfather and the child, making their way home, bathed in the golden hues of sunset.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Storie Sotto le Stelle podcast. If you like this story, add this show to your favourite podcast player and share Storia Sotto le Stelle podcast with your friends, family, and colleagues. If you represent a company and wish to connect your brand to this show and its audience, visit itspmagazine.com to learn how to sponsor one or more of our podcast channels. We hope you will come back for more stories and follow us on our fantastic journey. If you wish to read this and many more stories in Italian and in English, please visit storiesottolestelle.com. A presto.
Sean,
Marco,
we are here to deliver a message from the RSA conference team.
it's an important message from our friends. RSA Conference 2025, just around the corner, where insights drive action, solutions emerge, and community connections spark innovation. You'll be there. I'll be there. We invite everybody else to be there April 28th through May 1st. You can secure your spot at rsaconference.com/ITSPMAG25. That's ITSPMAG25. See you all there.
I'll be there. See you there.